Welcome back to Emulating Jack Young, where today it's episode 4 and we're going to be holidaying another 3 seasons. As you can see, I've already holidayed one season. It's now the 15th of June 2021. We're all 21 years old, about to turn 22 in a couple of weeks' time. And it's the same format as the previous video. We're going to have a look through every single season. We'll look at some of the best players, some of the worst players, and some of the players in the middle as well. We can't forget those guys. I will scroll down and we'll have a look at a few players that just jump out at me. So I'll start off by just scrolling down the list. There's quite a few players at big teams now. We had a lot of variety at the start of the save. There's still quite a bit of variety, but you can see there's the same old teams that usually appear in these saves signing a lot of players, the likes of Man City, Man United, Barcelona, PSG. Those sort of teams are signing a lot of players, but there's still a few players at maybe smaller clubs, not to do them a disservice, but there's a few interesting players in here. The likes of Matthias Orchard, our Australian left back playing in Mexico. He moved from Chile to Mexico for £2.5 million, so he's stayed in Mexico. But I guess the majority of the players are now playing in Europe. In fact, he might be the only player playing outside of Europe. Nope, I'm wrong already, because Palmer Koo is playing for LA Galaxy after finally leaving Derby County. As always, the save file for this will be in the description below. It will be the end of the 2022-23 season, so you can have a look in a little bit more detail. You just need to put that into your games folder, which can be found in the Sports Interactive folder in your documents, my documents, as it will be on your computers. That's how you insert that save file into your game, and then on the home screen you should be able to load the save. A few people asked me that in the previous video, so that's just to clarify that. So you can see the top player in terms of current ability is streaking ahead. It's Joel Knabel, our Swiss PSG striker, who, well, he moved to PSG for £56 million, remember. He didn't have the best season in the world last year, 17 goals. I would be expecting more for a player with 187 current ability. I guess he's playing for a top team, and maybe, although again, I mean, everyone says the French league is a little bit easy for the likes of PSG, so he should be scoring more than 17 goals in my opinion. The next best is Rousey, who's playing for Liverpool, and he scored 19 goals this season. Sander Tielemans, he's still playing for Monaco, which is a little bit of a surprise, I would say, and putting in incredible performances. His average rating this season was insane. But on the flip side, the worst player is actually Banana, who has decided to play for his second nationality of Switzerland, but he hasn't been capped by them. Really intriguing story, because he scored 34 goals in 20 under-20 games for Cameroon, and actually got a goal in 5 games for the Cameroon national team, but I assume they were all friendlies, because you can't swap unless you've only played friendlies for your nation, so they can't have been competitive fixtures. So he's decided to go along with Switzerland, where he's actually played 2 games for the under-21 team and scored a goal. But will he break into the first team? That's the question. He's playing for Real Betis still. He's finally broken into the first team properly, I think. Hopefully, he did have a couple seasons with them before going back out on loan. So hopefully this time it will work out nicely for him. He does look like a good player. It's just not quite working out for him on the club scene at the moment. Cammy Unbelievable Jeff is the second worst, along with Neville Longbottom Jr. Cammy Unbelievable Jeff is playing for Inverness in the Scottish Championship, where he's obviously putting in very good performances, because he probably is above that level. He's been capped by Albania, 2 goals in 18 games, and Neville Longbottom Jr. has 9 caps for Greece now and a goal. He's actually moved to Juventus, but this season he was on loan at Real Sociedad. It's good to see that all the players have got above that 120 current ability though. There's a lot of world-class talent in here. If we just have a look at the media descriptions, if we go to the bottom, you can see world-class, world-class, world-class. There's a lot of world-class players in here. And I always say anyone above 175 current ability is a world-class player. So we've got a few of those now. Everyone from Joshua Gawley up. Current reputation-wise, the worst is Fred Thorlop, the Norwegian goalkeeper. But he's moved to Man United this season on a free. He's left Basel. Didn't play a single first-team game though. Actually, I tell a lie. He didn't play a single first-team game in the league, but he did play in the Cup and Continental football. Mainly played for the under-23s, as you can see there. His his reputation should go up because he's a Man United player now. The best is Noble, Rolsey, Kevin Tejeda as well up there. And we haven't looked at this guy before, Nuno Ribeiro, a Portuguese centre-back who plays for Bayern Munich, moved there for £44.5 million. Caps-wise, the most capped player, first team-wise, is Mohamed Hendy Jr., who plays for Middlesbrough now. He's put in a good couple of seasons in the Premier League, looks like a really good player, and of course doing very well for Algeria. Jay Young Park still up there, as is Lee Gamble, Palmer Koo, Dixie Normus, the same old names that we've seen, and Jack Old for Austria. But let's have a look at some other players like Joey Kirks, who, sorry, I've probably murdered that pronunciation, plays for Luxembourg. He's got plays for Luxembourg. He's got 42 caps for them, and he plays for Burnley. That's his club football, playing in the Premier League. But we've also got Sam Austin playing for San Marino. He's got 10 goals for San Marino in 42 games, and San Marino hardly score any goals, remember. They're 185th in the world. They did go up a bit, but they've dropped back down again. But he's moved to Spurs for £32.5 million. There's a lot of caps here between all these players, as you can see. Sebastian Kasper for USA has picked up a lot of caps. Goals-wise, top goal scorer is For Your Defence Is Terrified still, 24 goals for the Faroe Islands, who are 172nd in the world rankings. They did go as high as 129th at one point on this save, but they've dropped back down again, despite the efforts of For Your Defence Is Terrified. The next top goal scorer is Sean Watson for Canada, 22 goals, and James Sleater for Northern Ireland still doing very well, as is Brad Stewart for Australia, and Sander Tielemann for the Netherlands. Youth appearances, there's still players playing for the under-21s, of course, because they're still 21 years old. And Joe Hurst-May, he's been capped by the Scottish national team at full cap level, but he's played 37 times for the under-21s now. Luigi Balotelli as well, 32 caps for Italy under-21s, 2 goals in 2 games for the first team. Daniel Jordan, 32 caps for England under-21s, and has managed to get 1 cap for the first team. There's probably very few players. There's only 3 players that have not been capped by their country. Banana, but he was capped, remember, by Cameroon. Andreas Egg, who's been capped by the under-21s but not the first team. And Julio Rodrigo, a Spaniard. It's always tough to get into the Spanish team, of course. He's been capped at under-21 level. Plays for Arsenal, moved there for £24 million. Has been on loan at Watford, though, for a couple of seasons. Youth goals, it's not actually Banana anymore. It's Jack Young Ginger. In fact, Banana's not showing on here anymore since he's changed allegiances. But yeah, Jack Young Ginger for Scottish under-21s. He's got 20 on finishing, 20 composure, 20 off the ball, 20 anticipation. He is a poacher. He scores goals. Although he hasn't really had a prolific club career with Crystal Palace yet. But I'm sure he will do at some point. All-time appearances, Sander Tielemann has broken the 250 mark. That is insane. Scotland Serenity's up there as well, with Robbie Rotten and Daniel Jordan. Andy Ross, we haven't looked at him before, but he's made a lot of appearances. English fullback's made 3 caps for England and has been a first-team regular for Aston Villa for, well, since the start of the save. So he's doing the Jack Young name proud by becoming an Aston Villa legend, staying at one club and playing lots and lots of games for them. Least appearances is, right, here we go, Joe Wagner, 35 games for the American. He's got 6 goals and 15 caps for USA, but started at Celtic, moved to Atletico Madrid, and he's just not been able to break into the first team sufficiently enough to get enough games under his belt. So he's actually made the least appearances out of any of our players. Adam Hudson has left West Ham to try and get first team football, and he's moved to Ligue 1 to Saint Etienne, and he's actually a first team regular for them now, so he should start to move up the rankings. All-time goals, Scotland Serenity has broken 100. I think we saw that last time, didn't we? 129 goals now, and Daniel Carter's only 1 off 100. Playing for Gladbach on loan from PSG. Spent time in Freiburg, Dynamo Kiev and Gladbach, where he's really been a top quality goal scorer this year for them, as you can see there. There's probably quite a few players that haven't scored a goal yet, including the goalkeepers, as you can see here. And a couple of defenders. Nikola Jenko, a left back, Swedish left back. Didi, Scottish left back. And Danny Keys, an English centre-back who's been capped by England, have not managed to score a single goal in club football yet. And all the goalkeepers as well, of course. This season though, top appearance maker was Dixie Dorbus for Spurs. Lots of games under his belt, and goals wise, it was Kevin Tejeda. 41 goals this season for Leverkusen. Wow, money well spent. They spent 50 million on him, remember, but he scored 41 goals in all competitions. That is insane. So that's really impressive from him. That's the top goal scoring season we've seen so far. Daniel Karcher III with 32 goals, and Ben Chapman for AC Milan, the guy from American Samoa, getting 31 goals this season. Assist wise, Kagu Commons for Chelsea, a Northern Irish international, moved for 32.5 million from Sunderland. That was a lot of profit for them, and he managed to get 18 assists this season, just ahead of Simon Wakefield with 17. And average rating wise, Scotland Serenity top. Pretty standard stuff, that, isn't it? Lowest average rating, Joe Wagner. Hugh Shate, not doing great, I'm afraid. The Swedish midfielder getting some very poor average ratings since moving to Liverpool. He'd have been better off staying in Sweden by the looks of it, where he was much more impressive. Value wise, Joe Narble is top, £71 million. Tielemans, that's the same old name. So let's go down and have a look at some of the players in the middle. Daniel Gannon for Everton, Irish international. Wow, look, a lot of money's been spent on him. He's worth a lot. I mean, the players in the middle are worth a lot of money if we just scroll down all the way. Declan Frew for Arsenal, worth 17.5 million. He was signed for 30 million from Sheffield Wednesday. So even the players towards the middle, towards the bottom, you might think you're an average player, but you really are not, because of how much money has been spent on you. Nodar, remember, he was earning 250 quid a week, and now he's a star for Leeds United, and he's worth a lot of money. If we keep going down, Alex Calabrese for Dortmund and USA, moved to Dortmund for £32 million. Just shows how much money these players are going for. The least value player is Fred Thorpe, the Man United goalkeeper, because he's backup goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's never worth as much, I suppose. Hopefully he can break into the first team. Unbelievable Jeff's down there. Lucas Kennelly, our Estonian goalkeeper, actually is a Barcelona player. Went on loan to Nantes in France though. Let's hope he can break into that first Barcelona team. It's going to be hard though. He's made a couple appearances, but that's it. Jamie Olezinski, Ted Bear Charlie, a player from Gabon, 39 caps for his country, plays for Ajax, and he's worth a lot still. He's worth £6 million despite being towards the bottom of this list. Wage-wise, there's going to be some crazy money flying around. 250k still for Gawley. Sevenin, 230k. Oh, massive amounts of money. The lowest wage is unbelievable, Jeff, and that's quite a big gap between the lowest and then the next lowest, which is Twold Medine for PSG, paying a low wage. Saint Man for Las Palmas as well. He's actually on loan from Sevilla though. Anyway, let's holiday another season. And here we go. 2022 then. We're 22 years old, about to turn 23. And you can see there's a new man at the top. Alongside Narble, Simon Stark has come from nowhere and blown everyone out the water. He's up to 188 current ability. He's a Swedish winger, 36 caps for Sweden. Moved to Man United 3 seasons ago for 39.5 million, but sadly this season did pretty well. 53 appearances under his belt, 8 goals, 8 assists, good average rating. But his current ability has suddenly flown up and he looks like an exceptional talent. Kevin Tejeda not far behind. Franco Hara as well, also doing very well. The French Man City striker. King Jiggy has moved up. 180 current ability for the Danish striker. 24 goals in 33 games. Moved to Juventus early in his career and has started to score goals for them and show what he's all about. Santa Claus as well. He's moved to Man City as the Finnish goalkeeper. 40 caps for Finland. Moved for 17.25 million. But he'll be an important player for them, I'm sure. Looking at the lowest, Banana still at the bottom. Thomas Barrow at the bottom as well. 22 caps for his country. He's playing for Inter, but his average rating's poor. And maybe he's being held back here. It's not going well for him. Other players towards the bottom. Danny Wenezio plays for Arsenal. He's not getting a huge amount of game time, so that might be the problem. But he's still a good player. 142 current ability. Is still a very decent player. Current reputation, Dolop still at the bottom with the likes of Jeremy Gaines, Banana, Jack Rosser, Man City Welsh player. But at the top is Kevin Tejeda, 9435. Wow, he's doing well, isn't he, that guy? Exceptional player. 14 goals in 22 games for Argentina. Oh, he's moved. He's moved from Leverkusen to Chelsea for £80 million. And he scored 29 goals this season. Not as many as last season for Leverkusen, but a better average rating, more man of the match awards. But he's a sensational player. Who's been the best one so far? Let me know in the comment section below. But I mean, Kevin Tejeda, Rousey, Scotland Serenity are all in with a shout of being the best player. But remember, this is about emulating Jack Young, and although he's the best player, he has moved around a bit, hasn't he? Jack Young is a one-club man. He's a legend at the club. You don't necessarily have to be a one-club man in this series, but to become a legend at a club, you might need to spend a little bit of time there. Looking at international caps then, Mohamed Hendy Jr. has moved even further ahead. 59 caps, one ahead of Dixie Normus with 58, Jay Young Park 57. Still, 3 players have not been capped by their country. You can see Jack Rosser and Aidan Flood, 1 cap each. Aidan Flood, Man City player, started his career there, has been on loan a few times, trying to make a career for himself at Man City. It's going to be tough, but he has been capped by England. Goals wise, Sean Watson is top, 34 goals for Canada now. And I guess the youth appearances will end now that they're 22. There might still be a couple players playing until they're 23, depending on when they started playing under 21 football. But this is probably the end. All-time appearances, Sander Tielemans has broken the 300 mark. He's up to 310 all-time club appearances. That is insane. Let's have a look at him. 23 goals for Holland as well in 53 games. He's been at Monaco since that second season, so he's probably a Monaco legend already if we have a look. He's only on favoured personnel actually. If he stays at Monaco, he's bound to become a legend because he's insane. The lowest all-time appearances is no longer Joe Wagner, it's now Balotelli. Luigi Balotelli, who just can't get into the Chelsea team. He's going to have to move on if he wants to become a decent player. All-time goals, Scotland Serenity has reached 150 goals. He has been ridiculously good for Chelsea since moving from Hamilton. There's no stopping him. And we do have a few players that have broken the 100 mark now. Rousey, Sander Tielemans, Daniel Carter III, Ben Chapman, Dr. Mr. The Nigerian Bayern Munich player. Mahousiv, he's decided to play for Cameroon, unlike Banana, and he's playing very well for the first team. 15 goals in 26 games. He's basically replaced Tejeda, hasn't he? He's moved to Leverkusen, scored 28 goals this season. Kevin Tejeda himself has reached the 100 goal mark as well. And Josh Downard, not far behind on 99. Been at Dortmund for the last 3 years after moving for £65 million. This season though, you can see top of the list, Mark Furlong, our Australian midfielder. 30 caps for Australia. He's moved to Sporting for £17.5 million and played a lot of games, as did Osama Anuna, something like that, the second, who moved for £27 million, plays for Andorra. 49 caps for Andorra. Goals wise this season, top goal scorer Kevin Tejeda and Dr. Mister with 29 each. Then Mahousiv, Ben Chapman and King Jiggy having a good season for Juventus. Assists wise, Punka Flufen, the Australian central midfielder, with a lot of assists for Juventus this year. Also up there, we haven't looked at Walking Smeds. I said I wanted to show a few different players today. He's playing for West Brom and having a great old time there. 12 goals, 17 assists this season for West Brom. Let's see who won the Premier League then. And United have won it twice in a row now, dominating. Kevin Tejeda and Rousey, joint top goal scorer with Scotland Serenity just behind. So a lot of our players featuring on these lists now. And clean sheets, one for the goalkeepers. Ryan Reid, 30 clean sheets. He's become the Benfica #1 goalkeeper and he's having a brilliant time. Zebu Nation, playing for Monaco now after moving on a free, getting lots of clean sheets in the last few seasons. Santa Claus, 17 clean sheets for Man City. He's the Man City #1. Robbie Rotten is the Arsenal #1. Quite a few clean sheets. Not as many this year as last year, as you can see. Jan Willem van den Berg. The Dutch players moved to Liverpool for £17.75 million. Michael Duncan, West Brom goalkeeper, getting a few clean sheets under his belt. And there's a few others. We've got Ken-Eli Clerks and Anders Sandvik, who is not the Chelsea number one, unfortunately. He's moved for £10.5 million from San Lorenzo, but I'm guessing he's the backup there. Most valuable player is Joe Gnabry. Least valuable player is Fred Thorpe still. And earning the most money is still Joshua Gawley. And earning the least money is still Unbelievable Jeff, so that nothing has changed on that front either. This is the last update in today's video then, and it's now the year 2023. We'll have a look at some of the competition winners as well. World Golden Ball, we haven't looked at that yet, so we need to see if any of our players have featured. But you can see Simon Stark and Tajada are now 189 current ability. They are absolutely flying, as is Gnabry, Ribeiro, Kagu Cummins, Gawley, King Jiggy. There's a few players up here that are doing really, really well. Sam Williams, we haven't seen him. Welsh Wizard, central midfielder for Leicester City, doing really well. It's interesting how many goals Scotland Serenity scores when he's not even on in this top list here. Sander Tielemans dropped. He's a great player, but he seems to have hit 182 now and doesn't seem to be improving. Still world-class talents, of course, but I suppose some players just have that potential that's slightly higher and they're going to keep going, aren't they? Lowest current ability is Banana still, 134. Thomas Barrow down there. These guys will have, if we have a look at his potential, for example, I don't want to do this with many players, we don't want to give it away, but just to show an example, he's got 172 current potential ability. Everyone had -10, which means they can reach between 170 and 200. But not everyone reaches those standards. If they move to the wrong team, if they don't get any game time, if they don't get the correct training, the correct tutors, the correct coaching, there's so many different variables that can affect a player's future. They're not guaranteed to reach that mark. And it looks like Banana's not going to, because he's not moved to the right team, I don't think. Real Betis aren't really giving him a chance. When he does play, he doesn't play very well. Perhaps internationally he's made an error by not playing for Cameroon and deciding he wants to play for Switzerland, but they're not even playing him. So he's just made some mistakes in his career, and not every player reaches that potential. And unfortunately for Namana Mabalana Banana, it's not worked out for him. Maybe he'll be a late developer, but I can't see it happening now, unfortunately. Prove me wrong, Banana, come on. Highest current reputation is Tajada. There's quite a few players with over 9,000 current reputation now, which just shows the global appeal of these players. They're probably on adverts all over the world advertising football boots, pension schemes, toy dinosaurs, anything you like, they'll be advertising now. Top cap player Mohamed Hendy Jr. reached 76. He's going to reach 100 by about the age of 26, and then he'll probably retire, because they always seem to retire early, these players. Jae-Young Park, 72 caps. It's insane. They're only 23 years old. It just shows how good they are. But there's still 3 players that haven't been capped by their country. And let's just scroll down actually so you can have a look, because I haven't scrolled down yet for this. But there's a lot of caps flying around these players, as you can see. I mean, I'm only a third of the way down, and most of these players at least have 30 caps for their country then, which is just incredible at the age of 23. It shows how good they are. A lot of the big teams have signed up these players now. Most of them have moved to big teams. The thing is, they're not all going to be able to play at the same time, because there's certain positions which just they won't fit in, because there's not enough positions in the team. James Sleater still playing for Brentford though. Maybe they're playing in the Premier League now. They are. So he moved for £23 million to Brentford. And Orchard's still playing in Mexico, which is interesting. Good for him. Stay over there. Become a legend there. That would be nice to see. If we look at international goals then, top goal scorer is Sean Watson. He's continuing to be brilliant. 43 goals for Canada now. Moved to Liverpool for £33 million from Lazio. Had a good first season, 17 goals. Daniel Gannon, 38 goals for Ireland. Scotland Serenity continuing to impress for Scotland. And Rousey for England. Just noticed how good his record is. 34 goals in 41 games. He could become the top goal scorer for England. And he's moved to PSG for £86 million. Is that the biggest fee we've seen yet? Possibly. He is a real world-class striker. Looking at all-time appearances then, Sander Tielemans up to 363. No one's going to catch him, surely. Perhaps Robbie Rotten can. 334. Lots of players have managed to reach 250 or more appearances for their club. Nathan Turnock, we haven't looked at him. A guy from the Cook Islands, 50 caps for the Cook Islands. Playing for Sevilla and putting in some good performances at club level. All-time goals. Has anyone reached 200? No. Scotland Serenity's not too far behind though, 165. There's quite a few more players that have managed to reach 100 goals. In fact, look at this. Nodar's only 2 off it. He had a pretty poor start to his career, but he's finally left Leeds United for the Premier League. He's gone to Aston Villa for £17 million and scored 16 goals this season. A decent first season in the Premier League. Good for him. Earning 250 quid a week for those first couple of seasons. And now he's earning a lot more money. He's a Namibia legend, I'm sure, by now. Everyone will love him for playing in the Premier League. Every single outfield player has scored a goal now at club level, which is good to see. It's only the goalkeepers that haven't scored. It'd be great to see a goalkeeper score a goal. That would be nice. I probably won't though. You never know. Maybe a goalkeeper can come up for a corner and score an overhead kick. Appearances wise this season, Wolf King Smeds was top for Was he playing for Man United before? No, moved for £58 million from West Brom. How much money? If we added this all up, what are the transfer fees of these players? It would be crazy. If anyone wants to do it, if you're bored, then kudos to you. But yeah, you'd have to be very bored to go through every single player and add that up. Goals wise this season, Dr. Mister was top goal scorer out of all our players for Bayern Munich. Moved there for £62 million and is repaying that fee, isn't he? James Sleater also had a very good season with 28 for Brentford. 20 in the Premier League, 28 in all competitions. Kevin Tejeda on there, huge shade. Brad Stewart, Ben Chapman, they're all on there. All the big names. And assists wise, unbelievable, Jeff. That is real. I'm pleased for him. Because he was of course bottom of a few things, not having the best of times. But he's moved to Burnley from Inverness. He's got out of the Scottish Premiership, or Scotland in general. Moved to Burnley for a very small fee of £1.3 million. Scored 12 goals in the Championship. And got 22 assists. Did Burnley get promoted? That's the question we want to know. Huddersfield got promoted. But Burnley, champions, quite clearly. Cardiff City also going up. They've had a very good time on this save, haven't they? Premier League wise, Man United have won the league again. Newcastle, West Ham, Sunderland going down. 3 big stadiums going down to the Championship. 3 big clubs as well. So well done to Cammy, unbelievable, Jeff. I'm pleased for him. And Kagu Commons as well for Chelsea. Really good assist record once again. He's not a goal scorer, but he gets lots and lots of assists. The Weaver as well, high up on the list, playing for Arsenal. Moved there for £25 million. Average rating, clean sheets. Let's look at clean sheets. Ryan Reid, top for Benfica. He's having a brilliant time in Portugal. And Zebu Nation as well, doing really well for Monaco. Average rating wise, Daniel Carter III was top this time around, the Bayern Munich striker. 23 goals this season in 22 starts and 6 sub appearances. That's very impressive. The lowest average rating doesn't look good for Charlie Apsey. He only played 2 games though, but the Haitian, it's not quite working for him at PSG. Moved for £25.5 million, and this season, last season, played quite a few games. Really good average rating. Why did he suddenly get knocked out of the team? Suddenly, they don't want to play him. He played 2 games. Did he get injured? Food poisoning? No, that's not getting him out for a long time. That is really odd. He was obviously a first team regular last season after his big money move from Juventus, and then suddenly they just gave up on him, which just seems really bizarre. Did he fall out with the manager? Maybe. Controversy in the emulating Jack Young parallel universe. Value wise, Joel Narble is still top, 71 million. Rousey's up there as well. Sander Tielemans, Jada, Wolfkin Smeds, King Jiggy. They're all doing really well. The Jack Young, 27, we haven't looked at him. He's moved to Man United for 32.5 million from Lyon, and 2 goals in 7 games for France, and he's worth a lot of money. He's got 20 on finishing, no wonder, eh? Should be a star player going forwards. El Bucco, we haven't looked at him for a while. He's now playing for PSG after move. Wow, that is the biggest fee. We said it was a bargain. Juventus managed to get 14 million for him, remember, from Deportivo Toluca. But 93 million pounds PSG signed him for last January. And this season was a regular for them. Good average rating for a defensive midfielder. 93 million pounds for a defensive midfielder. That is insane. That really is. PSG have way too much money. How much money are they spending? Ridiculous. They spent 163 million pounds last season, and the season before 261 million. But what? That is ridiculous. Remedinho, well player, Charlie Apsi, El Bucco. That is crazy. Crazy money from PSG. Wage-wise, Rousey is top at PSG on £300,000 a week now. The lowest is Fred Dolop still at Man United, £9,250. Time to look at a few awards then. So this is the FIFA Ballon d'Or, which for whatever reason this year there was only a first place given. There was no second or third. I thought there was second and third for this. Why is this not showing? Well, that's weird. Footballer of the Year, there is. What? Oh, yeah, of course. This is an old competition that ended in 2009. I was like, why is Xavi on there? For goodness sake, it's 2009. This thing's broken. Ah, here we go. World Player of the Year. This is the new one, isn't it? Okay. In fact, we've got a player. Twice. Let's just go back to the start just to make sure there's no more. Messi has won it every year apart from this year. But look at this. Josh Downard, second place in 2021 with a 7.8 average rating, 24 goals, 19 assists for the guy from Germany playing for Dortmund. So well done to Josh Downard, the first player to feature on the World Player of the Year list. And this season, Erik Sirvenen, the Finnish guy playing for Man City, managed to get third place. So that's really impressive. World Team of the Year then. If we just go back. Now I might miss something here. So if you do see something that I don't, please put it in the comment section below. But I'm going to whiz through and just have a look to see if any of our players are here. Don't think so at the moment. But just scroll. Scotland Serenity. Well done to him. He featured as the main striker, in fact, in the 2019 Team of the Year. So that's really, really impressive. The first player to feature. Sam Reynolds as well on the list. We've not had a look at him. Let's go back in great detail, but he's managed to get in the World Team of the Year award. He's actually got 65 caps for England already. That is incredible. He's classified as a world-class centre-back, but he's an exceptional player. He can play in multiple positions. Moved to Man United for £26 million after moving to Watford for £20 million. We've sort of overlooked him for somehow, but he's a top quality player, and of course he's featured in World Team of the Year, so well done to him. In 2020, let's have a look down. Joshua Gawley is on the list, so well done to him. Sirvenen, Scotland Serenity, and Sam Reynolds. Again, wow. 2021, Josh Downard, Sirvenen, Tejada on there. Scotland Serenity once again. And Rousey as well, the Liverpool player, who's now moved to PSG. And the most recent season, 2022, Sirvenen's on the list, as is the Weaver, getting on it, and Rousey once again. Everything together. I don't know if Scotland Serenity's in there, if we had all of them. And Sirvenen as well, so well done to them for featuring in the overall list. If we just have a look at some other details. Barcelona, apparently the top team in regards to reputation, just above Bayern Munich. Financially though, Chelsea are top. Then it's Man United, Arsenal. The English teams generally finish towards the top of these things. League competition-wise, Premier League is top, as you can see there. And national rankings, Argentina are top, so perhaps they've won the most recent World Cup. Scotland are up to 6th. I said they'd do well on this because of all the players we've given them. No, England won the World Cup. So Spain won it in 2018, beating Croatia in the final, and then England beat Argentina in the final. That's pretty surprising, really, isn't it? But not surprising considering the players that we've managed to give them. Let's see who scored the goals. So, Rousey and Wakefield with the goals. At this first one then, Wakefield putting a ball into the box. It was a bad clearance and Rousey pounced to make it 1-0. Dybala did equalise, and it was actually an assist from Tejada, our Argentinian player, that set up the goal. Look at him. Blonde-haired maestro. He looks pretty tall. Put a good ball in for Dybala to make it 1-1. But Simon Wakefield got the winner. Argentina dominated. Look at how many shots they had. So England were very lucky to win this game, and he ran through. Great stuff. Powering it home. If you look at the team though, look how many players. Ben Kearney's in there, Keys, Daniel Jordan. We've got a back four consisting of our players. We've got Wakefield, Andy Ross, David Argon, Christian Holland. Marcus Rashford's in there though. Looks very good. Rousey, Scott Thurston came off the bench. So we've benched Harry Kane and Dele Alli and Eric Dyer because of all the quality. Danny Sell is there as well. We haven't looked at him before. He doesn't... Does he have a club? Oh, he does, yeah. Southampton. European Championships, though. Italy beat Portugal in the final. And extra time, we can't see that game, unfortunately. But well done to any of our Italians and Portuguese players that featured in that game. Champions League-wise, these are the past winners. You can see Barcelona have dominated, winning it 4 times. But Man United managed to win the most recent one. Europa League... Barcelona won the most recent one against Liverpool in the final. And I think we'll end it there, guys. Thank you so much for watching today's episode 4. Please smash that like button, it'd be much appreciated. If you do want to find out anything else, then download the save file, which I'll put in the description below, and you can just have a look around at things in a little bit more detail. Let me know who you think's been the best player so far. There's some real stars, and of course we're very close to a player winning World Player of the Year. I think we're not far off that stage because we've got some real world-class players in this series now. Thanks for watching. I will see you in episode 5.